Villaward Properties, premier partner of the Rippettswood Football Netball Club.
Welcome to another episode of The Tank. My name's Dylan Pottlezak. I'll be hosting the show tonight. On tonight's show, we'll review all the results from the weekend's finals and also have a chat to Nick Ash for his opinion on Saturday's game. We also touch base with Aussie Cicero and Top Gun Aiden Muir for a bit of a chat also. And 60 seconds with Feats returns, and we'll bring you up to date with all the going arounds at the club. Okay, it's on with the show.
In the seniors qualifying final, Rippettswood 9-5-59 went down to Riddle 15-7 with Nick Grigg kicking 3 goals and Kane Murphy best of field. In the reserves elimination final, Rippettswood 15-4-94 defeated Macedon 9-8-62. Jaden Bailey and Ed Whelan amongst the goals and Alex McConville on fire. And in the under-19s qualifying final, it was Rippettswood 11-10 defeating Wallen 5-10. Mitch Johnson bobbed up for 5 goals and best on the ground. Well played, sir.
Okay, we're here with senior coach Nick Ash following the game at Riddle. Your thoughts, Nick?
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty hard contest. Really competitive in the first half. I think we went in a goal or so down. Second half was not so good, I guess you could say, but yeah, looking forward to bouncing back this week.
Looking forward to Macedon. They had a big win on the weekend. They seem to be hitting their straps at the right time.
Yeah, they do. They really do. They got a lot of players back over the last few weeks. I think they're pretty much at full strength now. I actually worked with one of the blokes who plays up there, and he was saying that they haven't been this strong since probably last year's grand final. So they're pretty confident. We're confident. We'll train well tonight, and hopefully looking forward to bouncing back this weekend on Sunday.
Boys always responded well when we've been challenged throughout the year.
Yeah, we certainly have. The boys have got a good attitude and a good mindset. We had a pretty good review just before, so we'll go out there tonight, train hard, work hard, and look forward to training for about 40 minutes and getting off the track.
Terrific, thanks for your time, Nick.
No.
As we turn our attention to the netball, in the A-grade qualifying final, Macedon 50 triumphed over Rippettswood 33. Best players being Lara Keating, Beck Anstey and Shannon Blackman. In the B-grade qualifying final, Macedon again 31, just pipped Rippo 30. Best players were Emily Katona, Georgia Hellyer and Georgia Baseggio. In the C-grade elimination final, it was Rippettswood 35 defeating Rockbank 21. Best on the court were Beck Purcell, Holly Bates and Maddie Bosio. In the under-19s, Rippettswood 32 defeated Riddle 17. The best players being Beck Purcell, Hannah Keane and Georgia Hellyer. Another week of finals sees the girls this weekend competing in all 4 grades of netball. Well done, we're very proud of you.
Marc, first of all, welcome to The Tank.
Thanks, mate.
Next up, obviously your football journey. You haven't played your juniors at Rippo. Just tell us a little bit about your journey.
I started off juniors Keon Park, had up into under 19s or so. Gave away footy for a while there and then ended up at Romsey. Sort of had a kick there for a few seasons and then made my way down to Rippo and been loving it since, second season.
Perfect, mate. Just tell us a little bit about that Romsey team you played in over a couple of seasons.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly when I started there, but I was lucky enough to jump up pretty much straight into the seniors. Got a chance at a granny, we lost. Then, sort of up and down in the twos, captained the twos there for a bit, up and down in the one, and ended up getting a flag 2015. They had a pretty good side, so I was pretty wrapped with that. And then, sort of made my way down here, a bit closer to home, and love the club.
Beautiful, mate. Just tell us, what do you do for a living?
Not much. I worked for the council. I sort of finished my trade and then wanted something a bit easier, so I ended up getting a gig at the council. So pretty coozy.
A bit of street sweeping, mate.
Bit of street sweeping, yeah, early hours, but enjoy it. Yeah, no pressure.
Perfect. Just tell us, what's your worst habit?
Farting. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Heard that one.
Yeah. So.
A few stink bombs.
Well, I don't mind them, but the boys seem to hate them.
Gas out, mate. Tell us a little bit. Are you married, single?
I've got a missus. Yeah, Lauren. She has to put up with him as well. Hi, Lauren. How are you? I hope she's watching.
So how long have you two been together for?
Just on a year. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So hopefully it lasts. Hopefully this will be the last one.
Oh, you really just leave it there. Obviously we're at the pointy end of the year, finals time. We played a good game in the twos last week. Kicked a couple snags, looked a little bit like Dusty.
Yeah.
What are your expectations for the rest of the final series, mate?
For myself personally, obviously want to go all the way, whether that's in the seconds or the first. But yeah, want to see the whole club succeed. Wouldn't mind 3 flags, under 18s, resis and seniors. So yeah, for myself personally, wouldn't mind kicking one after the siren to win the thing. But
I'll back you in with that one.
Yeah.
But, all in all, welcome to the show for the first time, mate, and good to have you on it.
Thank you.
Morfab Engineering, Platinum Partner of the Rupertwood Football Netball Club.
Welcome to 60 Seconds of Feet. So I've got my great mate here, Dan Putt. Thanks for joining me, mate.
Thanks, mate. Good to be.
First, what do you do for a job?
I'm a landscaper, mate.
Landscaper?
Yeah,
you
my trade,
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
What's your Rupo career highlight?
Career highlight. Trying to think, mate. Put me on the spot here.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point.
Probably.
Kicking 3 goals in debut.
Oh yeah, 3 goals. 3 goals against Broadford
Yeah.
in the first quarter. That's probably my highlight. Yeah.
Which player in the AFL do you monitor your game with, other than yourself? Yeah.
Oh, geez, probably Dusty Martin.
Dusty Martin, yeah.
Maybe Devon Smith or something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
You got a celebrity crush?
Yes, Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda? Yeah.
I'm Golden Pond.
She's 80, but she's pretty high.
Yeah. Doing well. Who's going to be best on a footy shoot?
Oh, I hope you, mate. I'll put my money on you.
Oh, right.
So don't let me down because I'm really exactly in this year.
Right.
So
I'll put it in.
Yeah.
Who at the club did you choose to kick up to the siren? Go.
Seeing you lately, you always miss to the left, so not you.
Oh,
Probably back myself on my left foot actually at the moment. Yeah, it's been pretty good.
even after what happened in the train tonight?
Back myself every time.
Right. Thanks for joining me,
Thanks,
Dan.
Dylan. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Luke, welcome back to the tank.
Thanks for having me, Pods.
Obviously, you played your 50th senior game just this last final against Macedon. Just tell us a bit about that game, mate. How'd you go?
I thought it was a good game by the team. We got the win, which is what matters the most. But yeah, I enjoy playing down back pocket and half back play. Back six, we stick together, so it's a good game.
That's perfect, mate. Obviously, the first 50 games have been a lot of surprises. We've learned a lot. What's in store for the next 50 games?
I'm hoping to break into the seniors over the next couple of years, but we'll see whether that happens or not. It's a great back six in the ones with Nash and Dame on the others supporting it. So yeah, good back six there. So fingers crossed for that to happen, and 100 games, here we come.
Perfect, mate. Obviously, we talked last time on the show about how well you're going down in the back line. You obviously been doing well the past final as well, locking down a few players. This week, who do you have? Riddle?
Yeah, Riddle this week on the Sunday.
So you'll look to lock down on one of the small forwards for them. Just tell us a bit about that.
Yeah,
What's your
fingers
role,
crossed.
mate?
I don't know the Riddle forwards personally, but yeah, they've got some good players. They beat us last time, so if we can keep them to as low a score as possible, that's what matters, and should go a long way to us winning the game.
That's it. Good job, bro.
Yeah.
So all in all, well done on your 50 games, and best of luck for the next 50, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Pods.
Hurry up, Cookie!
Pinnacle Print Group, Platinum Partner of the Rupertwood Football Netball Club.
Okay, so we're here with two of our most loyal supporters, Billy, Nev. Welcome to the show. First of all, just tell us when the first time you come down to support Rupo. How long ago was that?
80.
Any idea?
Yeah, I can tell you. Early 70s it was.
Early 70s?
In the amateur days, back in the old amateur days.
Back in the amateur days, who was... Anyone you can recognise?
Yeah, there was Jared Plummer. David Collins. There were the Phillips boys. The Spinner boys.
They weren't born then.
You got it!
In the 70s.
You said 1970s.
Hang on, yeah, they played through the 70s.
Shit, they did.
Didn't they?
You cut this.
I don't think we'll. I don't think we were.
The 70s or the 80s?
I don't think we were formed.
The 90s.
I don't think we were formed in the 70s.
Simon started here with Leroy and Mitchie Gaunt.
And Simon's just.
Yeah. Yep. Not the imposter. Well, that didn't go down well. 80. 90. He's born in 85. Yeah. 95, 96 or 7 he started here in the under 11s with Bangers, Phillips, Justin and Leroy and Mitchie Gaunt. Who else? Jared Plummer, Monzi.
Yeah, so all that crew. Also, early 2000s, yeah. So obviously throughout the years there's been some good moments, premierships won. What's probably the most memorable moment as a supporter that you've seen?
When the under 16s, coached by Dave Barry, beat Sunbury Lions at Clarke Oval.
And when was that? 1970?
A little bit after that.
Alright, fair enough. So, Nev,
I'll have to rethink about it.
you rethink? We'll take you back this one?
Early 2000s.
2000s?
I was 30 years earlier.
30 years earlier. And
about when I was playing.
over the years there's been some memorable moments.
Absolutely.
What about for you? What's one that sticks out?
No question, for me, the most memorable moment was when we won the premiership back in 2009.
2009, the Buffer year.
In the Bapper.
Yep.
When we beat Fitzroy.
Yeah, Fitzroy. So
Down St Bernard.
that was a good day. I think. I remember it was about 30 degrees that day. Hot day.
What made the difference was the timekeeper. I was doing
Timekeeping.
And I'll reel off people I was talking about before. I just had my years wrong before. The Spinner boys were playing, Sangers. There was the Phillips boys, Plummer, Jared, and Dave Collins. There was Josh Hines, Lee Brennan, the Brennan.
Little Macca got VOG.
Yeah, Little Macca got
the medal.
Leroy, Brennan.
Yeah, so there's obviously been some good moments while you two have been down here.
Toddy played in there.
Yeah, Todd did.
Toddy Polsak played in that side.
He had a bit more hair back then, I think, as well.
Another one of the young blokes was young Dylan Murphy.
Yeah, Dill Murph. Yeah, Bowl medalist.
There. But I think, over the years the club's had some good moments through the amateur years, and we played in a few grand finals.
And yeah, it's been good.
And so forth. But anyway.
Ammo days were good days, even though it was
just tell us a bit about that.
Too much travelling.
Too much travelling?
Way down to Parkdale and Peninsula and all over the...
So obviously the club's made a good decision moving into the RDFL.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, the club...
Well, we had to because we were losing too many players.
That's it, and it just shows how loyal you two are. Obviously not supporting the league as a VAFA, but obviously supporting the club. Absolutely. And still sticking down, coming down.
We followed Rupertwood and Wherever they go, we go and watch them.
Oh, beautiful. Well, thanks for coming on to the show. Appreciate it.
Anytime you like, Dylan.
Well done.
Thanks, Dylan.
Laugh. That'll do. Presentation night is on the 21st of September at Luxor in Sydenham. See Lauren for your tickets to what will be a ripper night. We also have commitments for raffles and bars during the finals, so please volunteer to save you getting a tap on the shoulder from Frankie or China. All assistance is greatly appreciated. After the final credits roll, stay tuned as we have a piece showcasing Villawood Properties, our major partner. Make sure you support all of our sponsors as they are crucial to the survival of our great club. Okay, that's it from the tank for another week. Stick around for the RDFNL footy show and netty show with Tara and Yeendy.
Hey everyone, welcome down to Armstrong District Park. Today we've got Mitch Duncan and myself, Cam Guthrie, going through the Armstrong Ninja Cats obstacle course.
Mate, I hope you rehab that ankle right because mate, this could get quite tricky, but I think I might have him covered.
Looks like a good test, let's go. Alright guys, round one of the Armstrong Ninja Cat. Mitch, how you feeling about it?
Yeah, hopefully we can tackle the Tower of Terror here.
Kids parks have changed a lot, I've never seen anything like this, so we'll see how we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Moving pretty well here, Mitch. Oh, he's a bit stuck there. More Pilates, I think.
I'm not that flexible. I'm aging. Should have worn bigger pants, I think.
Don't know if Scotty'd like seeing you doing this, Mitch. You're a little bit high there.
I'm actually a bit scared here. Fun part. Oh, gee. Whoa. Here we go, mate. Tower Terror. Give me your best shot. Go.
Still your line.
Oh no! What's he done? Oh, he's missed a few holes. Oh, he's redeemed himself.
You're right about the pants.
This is a bit scary, this part.
Oh. Oh. Buzzer! Oh.
I got done there by Cam. He moved like a ninja up the wall.
Very good.
He was yeah, too good for me, but we'll see how we go next one.
G'day and welcome to our big edition of the RDFNL footy show. Thanks to our friends at On Time Delivery Solutions. My name's Yeendy. I'm joined by Tara, the Star Weekly, with finals fever as well and truly upon us. And week 2 is just around the corner.
It is, and we've had a big 12 months in the RDFL, but the one thing stays the same. We've still got the same top 4 sides as we did 12 months ago.
That is absolutely frightening. I'd never actually put 2 and 2 together on that one. And the thing that I'm pretty excited about is that we've got last year's grand finalists playing off an elimination final as well. So we will have new grand finalists one way or another. And then we know how the decorated history that Diggers Rest and Riddle have, and then Riddle and Macedon have. Like all these 4 teams that have been running around, there is just such great
history between the four.
It is, and I think if people had have said pre-season that we had these 4 sides as your last 4 sides in the competition, I don't think many people would have been surprised. A lot may have had Wallen up there, but to say you've got these 4 sides, which have been up there for the last few years, they've all got a lot of young talent coming through. I know some of these sides have had their 19s in. I know Diggers didn't this year, but they've previously had their 19s in finals. So these sides have sort of built up the last few years, and they've kept that momentum going. So I'm not surprised to see them out there. And there's a lot of rivalries here. You've got obviously you've got Diggers Rest Riddle. We saw play off in a thriller of a grand final a few years ago. You've got Macedon Ruperts, which played off in a grand final last year, and they've also got their Anzac Day rivalry as well. And then we saw the last week Riddle and Rupertswood, and then Rupertswood Diggers Rest even was 4 points there. So there's a lot of rivalry between these 4 sides. And look, hopefully it's a cracker round of football.
Yeah, we've first game we'll turn our attention to, which is over at I think it's a Clarke Oval on Saturday. We've got Diggers Rest and Riddle. How do you see this one panning out?
Obviously the second semi-final, and these 2 sides are playing off for a grand final spot. This will be quite interesting. You've got Riddle, who is absolutely dominating recent, haven't lost since round 3.
Yep.
That round 3 loss to Diggers Rest.
Yep.
So it's a long time ago. But
and that wasn't a small margin as well.
I think it was about 18 points. So that was that was Riddle's last loss. But Diggers Rest can say they've actually got a win against them. Not many sides can say that. In the end, you've got Riddle, who I saw and were quite impressive against Rupertswood, especially in that second half. They were able to run away with the game. And then you've got the Burrows, who are sort of building. They've had 2 really good performances the last 2 weeks, absolutely dominated in that first quarter against Romsey. And they're playing on Clarke Oval, which a lot of people say Clarke Oval doesn't suit Diggers Rest because they're probably don't have those outside pace as some of those other sides do, but they had a quite convincing win over Romsey there. And you look, we spoke of Matt Craft, who we spoke about earlier in the week. He's absolutely dominated on that ground for a number of years, and he showed that pace and that ability to play in the middle and then go forward and kick goals. So he's probably a key to them heading forward this week. Look, I think Riddle probably too strong after what I saw last week. It would be hard to tip against them.
Yeah, for me, Diggers Rest is still a bit of a smoky in the competition. I know that, and I've said it last week, their best is still really impressive. They showed that on the weekend. They've got a pretty good functioning forward line that's probably not too dissimilar to Riddle. I don't know. I'm still not convinced that... I'm still convinced that this is an opportunity where we could see these 2 play off in a grand final. I just think that there's absolute quality there at the Burrows, and they showed that on the weekend. But the thing that I probably look at is Riddle's had a testing run over the last few weeks, whereas Diggers Rest, their probably last 3 or 4 weeks, they've been able to have some pretty convincing wins.
Look, and the one thing with Diggers Rest, they've been in every single game they've played in. I think I've looked up a couple of weeks ago. Their losses have been by a combined of 22 points or something.
Yeah.
So besides that loss to Wood and Heskett, which was a bit of a surprise, they lost to Wallen, I think, by under a goal, and they've had 2 4-point losses to Rupertswood. Diggers Rest has been in every single game, so you can't even be 10-15% off, or the Burrows are going to knock you off. Where Riddle, as you said, they probably have had that tough one. They've had a couple of... they had Rupertswood in the first week of the finals. They had Wood and Heskett, who was fighting for a final spot. You had Romsey, who was fighting for a final spot. So you've had a few of those tougher ones, but they seem primed for just the way they played in that first week. I think they're very determined. You've got that young group, and I think there's a lot of resolve in that group to get to the grand final this year.
So who's your tip for this one?
Riddle.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be inclined to go that way as well. And then we turn our attention to Sunday afternoon football, and we've got the 2017 grand finals going head-to-head. This is at Rupo and Macedon. You saw one, I saw the other. What's your take on Rupo? What do they need to do to turn that form around?
Look, probably in the end, winning the ball in the middle. So Riddle were able to get the ball out of the middle and down forward. They had plenty of opportunities in that second half and dominated the contest, where the Sharks sort of struggled a bit. When they got it forward at times, they didn't really have that key target. Obviously, you've got Nick Grigg down there, but I don't think he was dominant. Todd Podolzak played a lot of the game on the wing. They did play Brett Chambers down forward. Whether or not he plays this week, he probably will be under an injury cloud, having limped off the field during the third quarter. He did return, but didn't play up the ground in his normal position. So that's where they sort of need to get forward and get those goals, which we've seen so many times this season.
It does sound like from them that, I mean, all teams carry them, but that they might be carrying a few injuries to key players where they probably can't afford to, and maybe that's where Macedon's strength could lie.
Well, it's interesting whether Macedon brings in an Errol McConnell or an Aaron Johnston, but you say that the Cats aren't at full fitness. They've struggled with injuries throughout the year, so both sides have been pretty similar. They've had injuries to their key players, and they're playing them in the finals, and that's what you've got to do. And probably every side's got injured players. It's which side can run out with the better fitness probably might get the win.
The player that really blew
my mind on the weekend, and I watched a lot of his stuff through the juniors, and he's quite relatively unknown to yourself, but Jay Wilton was exceptional across half-back. The man they call Swanee, who was an interleague representative, won club best and fairest and all that sort of stuff before he disappeared for 5 or 6 years, and he came back to start the year, and then he missed a substantial period of time for injury, and he's come back at the right time. He is electric. We're seeing a lot of people seeing him for the first time, and they are getting blown away. He is one of the keys. I mean, you take out Tegan Henderson from last year's premiership side. Look, I know Teague's a fantastic player, but Jay Wilton is exceptional. I think he's just filled that hole really well. Then you've got Seb Malatek going back, and he's starting to get back after his trip from overseas. Look, they are looking pretty frightening at the moment.
It is, and for me, probably the key could be the ruck contest. Dean Putt versus Tom Waters. Tom Waters, we all know what he can do.
Yep.
And Dean Putt's one guy who can match him with size and ability as well. You put Putt forward, he can kick a couple of goals there, so that's maybe an option. But I think that's probably going to be one of the keys of this match. Who can win that in the middle of the ball and around the ground and help get the ball down to their midfielders. And look, for the Cats, probably they've seen the development of Zach Smedley. He's probably stepped up and been, if not their best midfielder this season, the in and under midfield with injuries to your McConnell, to your Kilmartin, to your Casey Summerfield. So he's sort of stepped up and really become that key to them in the middle. Look, I think Rupert's will bounce back, but it will be a close match.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be fascinated to see how they structure their forward line. As you highlighted earlier on in the week, they pushed Todd Podolzak up in the midfield. I know Cam McGorry was playing cross half-back. I get why they're doing that, to try and generate some run off half-back and get some penetration forward. But these guys, they're capable of kicking 4 to 5 goals each. So you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, so to speak. So do you keep them forward, so give them that bit of more forward structure, or do you still keep them further up the ground and try and win some of that ball? What would you do?
Look, you've obviously got other targets down there. You do have Nick Grigg, who can kick a bag of goals. You've got Lee Wellington there as well. So you've got a couple of key targets. Without those guys, Todd, we've seen move around the ground all year, whether or not he's getting a lot of... If he's not getting a lot of the ball, they will move him up to the wing, and he can get the ball out there and move the ball forward. So it'll be interesting where he sort of goes, and what's that sort of best lineup, whether he's got a bit of height that he goes out on a wing. Obviously a Markworth and a Dick are some of those tall midfielders for the Cats that you will need to match up on, so it'll be interesting where he plays. And look, I think the Sharks will bounce back. I think they're pretty disappointed with that second half, considering it's sort of Riddle's the only side that's really got to them this year, and yet again did it in the first week of the finals.
Yeah, you're spot on there. I know the Sharks put on their Facebook, one of the comments during the week was, we owe a victory against them at Romsey Park, in reference to losing last year's grand final. So no doubt they will certainly be up and about. So and while we're on that, make sure you watch the Shark Tank. The Tank. It is fantastic. Compulsory viewing on YouTube. Well, it looks like we might have the Cats sort of bow out, or we'll have the Sharks bow out. I think either way, it's we're going to see a really good final series. That top three, they're going to be really good going in after next week. So we'll watch with great interest.
And who's your tip?
I'm going to tip a fantastic game. Well, I mean,
Result?
To be honest, I find it very difficult to tip a game. I'm not going to lie. We've got some grand final football on this weekend. So we've got the AFL Women's Grand Final over at Mars Stadium. I cannot wait to see some of the Riddle teams out there.
Cats or Sharks?
I'm tipping a really good... I can't tip a game. I can't see. So we'll leave it on that one. Thanks to our friends at On Time Delivery Solutions. Thanks to jumping on board, Tara. We'll find out. I'll tell you my tip when we turn the camera off, and then we'll see if I've got to win next week. So thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Thanks for having me.